So he had an injury at birth, some lack of oxygen, wasn't breathing when he was born. He started having seizures at about 4 hours old.
When Ezra turned 2, we noticed that he wasn't really saying words or making a lot of consonant noises.
When Rafael born, he born with a cardiac issue.
By the time he was 9 months old, he had fallen into what they consider the black zone.
Filled out a questionnaire at a WellCare appointment, and they were both delayed gross motorly.
When I first found out Ronan had autism, it was again pretty shocking to me. There was like a big grieving process that I had to go through. It was really sad.
It was pretty scareful because we didn't know how to deal with that.
I mean, not having somebody to talk to and say, hey, so we have questions about this, or we see something going on here.
I felt anxious, I felt nervous, I kind of felt isolated, kind of felt alone. Yeah.
And other people are like, why doesn't your child say anything? You just don't know what to think.
And I was a first-time mom, so I didn't know like what I was doing. I felt really lost.
So it was a pretty traumatic experience.
Yeah, there was a lot of questions on what was going to happen to Ronan in the future. Is he ever going to talk? Is he ever going to have friends? Will he get married one day?
Whatcom Center for Early Learning began as a passion of Ann Brown's to serve children with special needs in our community. And because it was such a good idea, it got great support.
I think one of the unique things that Whatcom Center brings to this community is that we are often the very first agency that interacts with a family in crisis.
Current data kind of indicates that the developing brain up till really in utero through 3 years of age is developing about 1 million neural connections a second. And really that main foundation has to be built correctly in the first 3 years of life.
Working with toddlers in early intervention, you really see if you want to make a real change in a kid's life, you start earlier. It's a lot harder, well, as adults, try to break a bad habit, right? It's harder the older we get.
I delight in children. I think they're the most amazing people on the planet. Give me a slobbery 2-year-old any day. I think they're fabulous, and a tiny baby fussy and crying. But shifting that work to caring for parents and caring for the struggle that they're in and recognizing and acknowledging all that they're going through and watching them blossom.
Yeah, I know, Mama's coming. Whatcom Center contacted us. Julia was just really friendly and approachable, yet not pushy.
With the help of the Early Intervention Center, all that stress is like finally you get the light at the end of the tunnel and you see, okay, here is a very professional team that have all the professional skills to help us in this very difficult process. So it was incredible.
When we first started going to the center, Ronan was pretty much nonverbal.
We can see now is a tremendous impact in Rafael's life. Like my wife just said, Rafael is a total normal baby right now.
For having speech delays when he was younger, he's a very eloquent and very social kid, really makes friends easily.
They started crawling. Anne-Marie finally started walking. Noticed huge improvements.
I don't think that I could do my job as a clinician in isolation without the help of places like Whatcom Center for Early Learning. And knowing that I can hand off that responsibility to an organization like Whatcom Center brings me peace of mind, because at the end of the day, it's these hours and hours of work to gain small milestones that are so critical and important. They really couldn't do it without their help.
I say that they're a blessing, and if you need them, they're going to be there, and they're going to work 110% for you and your child and your family.
When you see healthy families thriving, it gives me hope. It absolutely does. I completely believe in investing now, investing at the heart of who we are as a community.
The center has helped me see a better future for him. My coaches have helped show me that just because he has differences doesn't mean he won't be able to be the best him. He can do whatever he ends up wanting to do with his life.